Live from the KHOU 11 studios and streaming on KHOU 11 Plus, your news starts now.
Thanks for joining us on this digital newscast. We're streaming live on KHOU 11 Plus. I'm Ugochi Iloka filling in for Cheryl Mercedes. New tonight and only on KHOU 11, we're hearing from the father of a 14-year-old Baytown girl who police say was shot and killed by a classmate. The family of Anaya Zachary now preparing to hold a balloon release in her honor. Our Stephen Goen joins us live from Baytown with more on this. And Stephen, how is the dad holding up?
Ugochi, this father was understandably heartbroken, but after speaking to family, it's clear that Anaya had so many people that loved her. Take a look. You can see so many friends and relatives gathered here right now, and there was a growing memorial near the place where this 14-year-old lost her life. We know that Baytown police were called to this apartment complex yesterday around 4 p.m. where they found Anaya shot to death. Police say there had been an altercation between that 14-year-old and another student, a teenage boy, earlier in the day. Later on, that teenage boy came here to this playground, went up to Anaya, and fired a gun at her, according to police. Her father says he was aware there was another student who'd been picking on his daughter, but he thought the school had handled it, and he never thought it would end up like this.
And I'm pretty sure the school had done handled it or something, but I guess it kept escalating or something, man. I don't know what's going on with them. They tell me it's a school thing or something. I'm not sure what it is, man. But I know I came right there yesterday. My child was dead laying down right there in the parking lot, man.
I forgive the little boy. I am very disappointed in his parents because your parents' skills is not right at all. But as for the little boy, I forgive him.
Now, this teenage suspect is in custody. So far, police have not released his name because he is a juvenile. Back out here live, we know that family will be holding that balloon release around 7 p.m. And next week, we're told that students at Anaya's school will be wearing purple, her favorite color, to remember her. We're live in Baytown tonight. Stephen Goen, KHOU 11 News.
Yes, Stephen, thank you. This evening, thousands of boxing fans and Houstonians are remembering the life of legendary boxer George Foreman. His family announced his death on social media last night. They say he peacefully departed surrounded by loved ones and did not give further details on the cause of death. Now, Foreman was born in East Texas in the city of Marshall and raised in Houston's 5th Ward. He was known as one of the most powerful punchers in boxing history. He won Olympic gold in 1968 in only his 25th amateur fight, and he was also known for the George Foreman Grill, which debuted in 1994. He later returned to Houston to preach and become an ordained minister. Now, Foreman had 12 children, including 5 sons who are all famously named George Edward Foreman. And tonight we have team coverage on the life and legacy of George Foreman. His impact wasn't just in the boxing world. He dedicated much of his life to giving back to his community, especially right here at home.
He's not one of those how can I say, bad person, like, oh, I'm richer than y'all, like, I got my bodyguards. No, like, he would interact with people, like, he would. Like, he just another regular person in the area. Just, you know, of course, you know, he had fame, and of course, we didn't have nothing, but, you know, it's just crazy. I mean, he actually
treated people with kindness.
Yeah, he didn't degrade you, like, oh, I'm better than you. No, he was actually a good person.
Yeah, and this is just one of 2 lifelong residents our Michelle Choi spoke to who knew George Foreman back when he opened a youth center in Northeast Harris County. She shares how his impact continues to resonate in their lives.
Outside what was once the George Foreman Youth and Community Center now stands a single candle, a small but powerful tribute for a giant of a man whose impact went far beyond the boxing ring and deep into the heart of East Aldine, right here on Lone Oak Road.
After school and go over there and meet friends, and I had bonds with people there.
Jesus Gonzalez grew up here. In fact, he still lives right across the street from the center, which for nearly 4 decades served as a safe space for local kids like him.
This center made a big difference for you guys?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I liked living here, because it was so peaceful. There was nothing going on here that was bad. Everything was so good.
Was it disheartening to see it close?
Oh yeah, it closed, but everybody still respected the building and everything. It was, you know, maybe it's gonna open back up one day, and we thought that was gonna happen, and never happened.
Foreman wasn't just a name on a building. He showed up, and for the kids in the neighborhood, he was larger than life.
Meeting him is kind of like meeting like a warrior. Like it's like you're meeting Hercules or something, you know?
A humble hero, always giving back.
That's me and George Foreman right in that spot over there.
Jesus proudly points to a photo. He was just 18 when he snapped that moment with the champ. So hearing of Foreman's passing, it hit hard.
He was a really great guy. And I mean, I'm sadly gonna miss him.
Victor Vallejo shares the same heartbreak.
It's keep kids off the streets and like just mainly help a lot of youth around this area.
He remembers getting boxing lessons at the center as a teen and the way Foreman carried himself.
He was a good people person. He's not one of those, how can I say, bad person, like, oh, I'm richer than y'all, like, I got my bodyguards. No, like, he would interact with people, like, he would.
Because Foreman's roots here ran deep, along with the youth center, neighbors say the ordained minister also opened a church down the street where he preached, prayed, and gave his time. For many, his legacy won't just be remembered, it'll be lived.
It stays with you forever. Like, legends never die. They live in all of us.
In Northeast Harris County, boom. Michelle Choi, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, he definitely showed up for the community. Michelle, thank you. As one lifelong resident put it, a legend never dies. They live in all of us. George Foreman's legacy continues to resonate, especially in the boxing world. Our Zach Tawatari spoke with a local world champion boxer who was personally impacted by Foreman's life.
Yeah, they called him Big George, a nickname that was fitting for a mountain of an athlete, but more importantly, the larger-than-life person George Foreman was. The boxing world remembering him as just that, lightweight world champion Juan Baby Bull Diaz from right here in Houston, speaking to me about Foreman's huge heart.
A lot of people have talked about the kind of person that he was outside of the ring. You mentioned his softer side. What was he like?
The best way I can describe is him. You know, when you watch a movie and you see a villain or you see the good guy, you know, is that really how they are in real life? No. You know, in the ring, George Foreman was a beast. He was a monster. But outside of the ring, he had this, like I said, he's a big giant. He was like a big teddy bear. He had a giant heart. He loved to help people.
Being from Houston as well, did you take some pride in meeting him, knowing that, hey, this incredible world champion came from Houston. I'm also a world champion. I'm from Houston.
I went to his gym a few times. He supported me a few times when we had open workouts, when I was training. It always gave me that little bit of extra confidence, you know, like, hey, I got George Foreman, who's from Houston, Texas, and I'm not the only one. I have him in my corner.
Foreman, a Hall of Famer, finished his career with a 76-5 record. He won 68 of those bouts by knockout. Baby Bull telling me they just don't make them like Big George anymore.
No, they don't, Zach. Thank you so much. Very heartfelt. Now, the passing of the legendary boxer is hitting the community hard, with dozens of people taking to social media to reflect on his incredible legacy. On Facebook, several people commented on our posts about his passing. Here's what some wrote. Now, Larry A. Long Jr. said, truly the end of an era in boxing. We had three of the greatest boxers of all time at one time. Ali, Frazier, and George Foreman. You will be missed. Martin shared, very sad, he will be missed, but what a legendary life he lived. And Clem Garcia posted, may you rest in peace and may your legacy inspire future generations of boxers. Now on X, community activist April Aguirre, the aunt of 9-year-old shooting victim Arlene, expressed about George Foreman's lasting impact on the Houston community. She says Foreman was known for his generosity. Few know about the George Foreman Youth Center, where he provides free boxing training for kids. We proudly display these memories in our home every day. Thank you for giving so many kids like my husband a chance. And our very own reporter, Katira Winfrey, shared this picture of Foreman when she met him back in college right here in Houston. This is just a glimpse of all the community responses to the beloved boxer's death. And now our CBS News correspondent, Wendy Gillette, has more on Foreman's life and unforgettable legacy.
George Foreman launched his heavyweight boxing career and life in the limelight as an Olympian, winning gold in Mexico City in 1968. The native Texan then continued building his legacy, winning fight after fight and making history with his knockout victory over Joe Frazier in 1973.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
But then came his downfall, the famed Rumble in the Jungle fight in 1974, an unexpected 8th-round knockout loss to Muhammad Ali, one of the most watched TV events of that time period.
I think Muhammad Ali and I did something for the world because people in Saudi Arabia, China, Japan, all over Africa, Europe, they all stood up at weird hours of the morning and night to see that fight.
It was prefaced by plenty of pre-fight trash talk.
Called me the Frankenstein monster, only because I was.
The loss was one of the turning points of Foreman's life.
It was like I was mugged in the jungle. I went there with 2 title belts. I came home with none.
He could laugh about the defeat years later, after he and Ali became the best of friends.
Oh, he was the greatest man I ever met. To say he was the greatest boxer is a put down. He was bigger than boxing. He was bigger than anything.
Foreman wasn't done in the ring after leaving the sport in 1977, staging a comeback a decade later, following what he called a religious awakening. He won another heavyweight title, beating Michael Moorer in 1994 at the age of 45. Then came his second career as an entrepreneur, launching the George Foreman Grill, which sold more than 100 million units around the world.
George Foreman, and look out!
He was beloved for his spirit and sense of humor. His family announcing his death on social media with an emotional tribute, saying he lived his life marked by unwavering faith, humility, and purpose. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
A beloved legend remembered. Wendy, thank you. We're going to keep an eye out on more reaction to this big loss. A lot of people are also sharing their condolences and memories on our KHOU 11 Facebook posts. To read more about Foreman's legacy and his proud Houston roots, head over to our website, KHOU.com. Tonight, progress thankfully continues to be made for the San Jacinto County wildfire. The Texas A&M Forest Service now says the Pauline Road fire is 75% contained. Now, the fire started Wednesday when an approved prescribed burn got out of control in an area west of FM 1725 in the Sam Houston National Park. Now, the fire has now burned just over 2,400 acres. Most of the damage was to trees and grass, but one home and 2 other structures were unfortunately destroyed. And so glad they're making progress with controlling the fire there. And speaking of fire, David, are there any fire watch warnings we should look out for now?
So that's the right question. And the answer is no. We don't have any official fire weather watches or red flag warnings. What we do have are a few counties that do have burn bans, and that does include Polk County, folks up in the College Station area, and then Colorado County has a burn ban as well. Nobody else has burn bans at the moment. Now, it is breezy. We should stay very careful with fire, but at the moment, no actual fire weather watches or warnings. And the big reason for that is because as we look at the drought update, most of the area is in this gray, which means we're not in drought at all. There's plenty of soil moisture content, even up in Polk and San Jacinto County where we had that wildfire burn. However, you get a little further to the west, we get unusually dry conditions, and then the light sandy color, that is a moderate drought. You've got to get out towards San Antonio to find the extreme and exceptional drought conditions which exist out there. Now, the wind is still there, still breezy, not strong enough to trigger the watches and warnings, but be careful with flame. This is what's going on right now. We're getting a few gusts to 20 and 25 out of the south. It's been a beautiful breezy day. Overnight winds will settle down, maybe a gust to 9 or 10 at times. And then tomorrow, Sunday, still breezy. South wind or so at 20 to 22, 25, 27 mile-an-hour gusts. Good day to fly a kite tomorrow afternoon. Current temperatures outside, comfortably gorgeous. It's 72 in Galveston. Pleasure Pier is doing its thing. Hobby 75, Bush 78, Conroe 76, Tomball 77. It has been a spectacular day today. Neighborhood Weather Network out on the west side, Memorial area, Pine Forest Drive at 76 degrees, our weather instrument there. We zip up to Atascocita, Kingwood Lake, Houston, Delta Wood Trail at 74. Let's see, Lake Gardens Drive at 74 as well. Just a lovely evening out there. And if you're going to watch the Cougs play this evening, big game tonight in the tournament. Weather for the watch party. This is our watch party down at Discovery Green, right across from the GRB there. Come join us. Beautiful, breezy evening to sit outside and watch some basketball. All right, high temp today. It's not in yet, but it was near 80 today. Normal is 75. Record's 89, set back in 1916. Record low is a freeze, 32, set in 1915. Allergy index, well, this is in. Hackberry's at 123, Pine 186, Oak 2200. That is very high. You may have noticed the little oak pollen fronds dropping all over your yard and your car. So oak season is in full swing right now. Grass and weed count is moderate. Satellite, well, a few clouds coming off the Gulf, but it's been a partly cloudy, beautiful day. That's just an indication that moisture is beginning to increase. Now, here's the big picture, and there is a storm system on the map. There it is. It's centered way up here in the Dakotas, but that dangling front all the way down into El Paso and into New Mexico, that is going to swing in here and give us at least a slight chance for rain and maybe an isolated thunder shower as we head into Sunday and Sunday evening. Here's the big picture. The front tomorrow is still well to our north during the day, but we'll have that moisture coming off the Gulf ahead of it. So there'll be a few scattered showers on Sunday. And then Sunday night could see a thunderstorm. The front will go through, and then Monday by the afternoon, things are going to clear. So early showers and then PM warmth going into Monday. Let's take a closer look at this same model, but we'll zoom in. So here's tomorrow morning, really looking good. Cloudy, an isolated little sprinkle shower is possible. And as we go through the day, you'll see these little isolated light showers pop up. They'll come and go. 20 to 30% rain chance. I wouldn't cancel any plans, but there will be a couple little showers to dodge out there tomorrow. That's noon. We go into 4 o'clock, maybe 1 or 2 showers to dodge, otherwise warm and breezy. Then it's going to be Sunday night. This is when we have a chance for a thunderstorm, and if we're going to get it, it'll probably be up north. This is 1:30 in the morning, and that's what the computers are showing. A couple of thunder showers grazing Huntsville, Livingston, Polk, San Jacinto County. So that will be the spot where we have the greatest chance for a thunderstorm, although on the severe risk, it's only a 1 out of 5, so it's the lowest level severe threat. Could be some hail with one of those if they get loose. Really, the bigger threat for severe weather with this will be further to the north and east of the Houston area. So here's Sunday's numbers. 65 in the morning, 79 by noon, high goes to 83. It will be a few hit or miss showers off and on during the day on Sunday with a south breeze gusting 20 to 25. The extended Monday, in the morning, a slight rain chance. That's the AM showers in the morning, but by the afternoon, that's going to exit and we'll go to 80. It should be a nice Monday afternoon. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, looking pretty good. It'll be next Friday that we have a better chance for more widespread rain and thunder. And in fact, on Friday, some of the models are showing a chance for some heavy rain. So that will be a day we'll have to pay attention to. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Weather looks good tomorrow. Now tonight, police are asking for help after at least 3 people were killed and 15 others were hurt following a shooting in New Mexico. It happened around 10 p.m. last night in the city of Las Cruces. That's about a 50-minute drive north from El Paso. Now police say around 200 people were in a park for an unsanctioned car show. There was a fight between 2 groups of people, then shots were fired from both sides. Many were caught in the crossfire.
Our hearts go out to the victims, the family, their loved ones, friends, and to our community. A heartfelt condolences to all. This is a sad day for our community, as I've said. There's no place for violence like this in our community.
Yeah, really sad there. Now, police say they are asking anyone who may have video from that night or other information on what happened to talk to them. And this evening, Catholics around the world are awaiting Pope Francis' scheduled release from a hospital in Rome tomorrow. He was there for more than 5 weeks battling life-threatening pneumonia in both lungs. CBS News correspondent Ali Bauman has a report on this from New York.
Pope Francis's doctors say he will be discharged from the hospital on Sunday. He spent nearly 40 days fighting double pneumonia. He was admitted on February 14th with bronchitis that grew worse. His doctors say Pope Francis will need at least 2 months of rest and rehabilitation after he returns to the Vatican. During his life-threatening illness, the 88-year-old Pope suffered several respiratory crises that put him in critical condition.
The Holy Father, at the time of his admission to Gemelli Hospital, presented an acute respiratory failure.
The Vatican press office says the Pope's situation stabilized over the past 2 weeks. He is no longer using a ventilation mask at night and is relying less on supplemental oxygen during the day.
The Holy Father was never intubated, and he always remained alert and oriented.
But doctors say the Pope will need continued speech therapy after prolonged use of high-flow oxygen. The Vatican announced Pope Francis would appear on Sunday morning to bless the faithful from his 10th floor suite at the hospital, his first live appearance since he was admitted last month. Allie Bauman, CBS News, New York.
Yeah, it's another night of full court fever as KHOU 11 is your official home for March Madness. In San Antonio, the Alamo Dome is buzzing with final preparations for the men's Final Four, which is just 2 weeks away. A fresh paint job, upgraded lighting, and new suites are ready to welcome 65,000 passionate basketball fans. Now tonight is a huge night for the Houston Cougars, and we're covering every moment in just over an hour. They'll be going head-to-head with Gonzaga Bulldogs fighting for the spot in the Sweet 16. To bring you all the action, we are on double duty. Jason Bristol is in Wichita, Kansas, where the team is gearing up, and Orko Mana is live at our official watch party. Orko, what's happening there now?
Yeah, well, Ugochi, you can probably hear that music right now. We're gearing up for a big showdown between the Cougs and the Bulldogs. Let me tell you, UH fans are pumped, especially after that huge win this week against SIU Edwardsville. You can see that people are already here. The party just kicked off around 6, and we're expecting this whole place to be packed before tip-off, which again is around 7:40 tonight. You can see that they've set up this huge 20-foot LED screen so fans can really catch the game with every detail. And again, as I mentioned, you can see all these folks here already sitting in the seats provided, bringing their own seats. And in addition to all of the game action, there's also a DJ here that will keep the energy going. And also throughout the plaza here at Avenida, you can see that we've got more tables over here, some booths, and then down there are some tents there where there will be games and prizes to be won all throughout the night. And also there will be appearances by the Spirit of Houston band and cheerleaders. KHOU 11's own Amanda Henderson will be emceeing the event. So again, it's going to be a fun night with all eyes on the Cougs to see if they can make it to the Sweet 16. So we're going to be out here all night, and we'll have more from fans coming up at 10. But for right now, we want to send it to Wichita, Kansas, where our Jason Bristol is covering the game. Jason.
Yes, that Cougar bus is about to leave right here outside the team hotel. Lots of fans here with another tremendous send-off as the Cougs get ready to go face Gonzaga. The players are on the bus. There's Shasta. All the fans getting ready for this huge matchup between the Zags and U of H. One thing that we've been talking about is that Cougar defense against that Gonzaga offense. There goes Shasta. There's the police escort as the team is heading to Intrust Bank Arena. Now, one thing to definitely look for in this game is the way Gonzaga plays offense. They got out to a 27-3 run in their first game against Georgia. And there is a message to all these fans here. Do not panic. Gonzaga will have its runs, but
I feel like they throw the first punch a lot of the games that they play in. They get up big early, so just being able to weather the storm, if they do end up doing that, just hanging in there and not getting out of it.
Gonzaga's going to go on runs. We're going to go on runs, and when they do go on runs, don't panic. It's part of basketball, so just being consistent with our effort, I think we'll be able to, play our game.
So that's Juwan Roberts and LJ Cryer on Friday. As you can see, now the fans are heading to Intrust Bank Arena, getting ready for what hopes to be a U of H win and a trip to the Sweet 16. In Wichita, Jason Bristol, KHOU 11 News.
Hey, thanks, Jason. I got my red on, hoping for good vibes there. Right now, there's still time for you to join us for tonight's second round watch party, hosted by KHOU 11, Houston First, and the University of Houston at Avenida Plaza. Tip-off for the game is at 7:40 p.m. That's less than 2 hours away. And it's one of the biggest moments of the rodeo. Today, the steers were auctioned off in the Junior Market Steer Selection Auction. Now, the grand champion shown by Jacob Chicken Dance went for $675,000. And the reserve grand champion shown by Jet Hale went for a rodeo record of $690,000. Now, the money raised at the auction and the rodeo goes to kids, giving scholarships to thousands of students at dozens of Texas schools.
That's
Love
a lot
that,
of
David.
money.
That's
Wow.
a lot of money.
Well, good for those kids. Those are beautiful, beautiful animals.
I know. Let's get a final look at weather, right?
Beautiful evening last weekend of the rodeo.
Yes.
Been nice and breezy out there today. Here's Sunday. Now, there is a slight rain chance tomorrow. Don't let it scare you off or anything. It is a slight chance. If a shower comes along, it'll leave real quickly. High temp goes to 83. Breezy day as well. Here's your extended. Monday morning could be a little lingering shower. Then Monday afternoon looks good. We warm to the mid to upper 80s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Our next chance for bigger rain chances next Friday, so just relax until then.
Okay, so rain next Friday.
Next Friday.
Tomorrow we're good.
We should be pretty good tomorrow.
Well, thanks, David, and thanks all for joining us for this digital newscast. We'll have more coming up at 10 p.m. tonight on KHOU 11, but you can stream us anytime on KHOU 11 Plus. Just download on your TV and watch for free.